happening? What is happening? I will do it. I will do it. Don't try with me. Don't try with me. What is it now?
Good evening, viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Before we dive deep, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring you more updates like this. Today, we are covering something that has grabbed the attention of the whole nation and beyond. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has finally spoken in court in Abuja, and what he said has sent waves across Nigeria. Make sure you stick with me because this story is intense, detailed, and you don't want to miss a single part of it. So here's what happened. On Monday, October 27th, 2025, the courtroom in Abuja was buzzing. Everyone was waiting to hear from Kanu after weeks of speculation and build-up. Instead of a traditional defense, Kanu took a bold stance. He said he would not present a defense at all. Imagine that. A man standing trial for serious charges, including terrorism and treasonable felony, deciding to face the court without defending himself. He claimed, very confidently, that the charges have no legal foundation and that there is no case against him. He urged the court either to release him immediately or to grant bail. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Kanu had previously planned to call dozens of witnesses, including former governors, military figures, and other prominent Nigerians. That would have been a dramatic courtroom showdown. But he chose to step back from all that. Why? He believes the prosecution's case is baseless and does not warrant a defense. This is more than just a legal tactic. It's a statement. And when someone in his position does something like this, it stirs conversations nationwide. The judge, Justice James Omotosho, was careful to guide him. He told Kanu to make sure he understood what waiving his defense really meant. The court also asked him to submit a written statement detailing his position. Then, the trial was adjourned to November 4th for the adoption of final written addresses. But even in that short courtroom session, the energy was palpable. You could feel history being made. Kanu's decision has triggered a range of reactions. Supporters see him as standing up against an unjust system. To them, he is a symbol of resistance, a man willing to challenge what they see as legal and political overreach. On the other hand, critics argue that this approach undermines the judicial process. They say that ignoring a legal defense could make things more complicated, not less. Either way, it's sparking conversations in every corner of Nigeria, from political circles to social media platforms. And speaking of social media, you can bet the commentary is intense. People are debating what this means for national unity, for the security agencies, for the courts, and for everyday Nigerians. Protests have flared in some regions. Supporters march, chanting for his release, while security forces are carefully monitoring public spaces to avoid escalations. It's tense, but also deeply fascinating to watch unfold. Let me pause here and remind you again. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This story is unfolding live and you don't want to miss the updates as they come. Also, leave a comment below. What do you think of Kanu's bold courtroom decision? Do you see it as courage or as a risky move? I want to hear your thoughts. So, as we continue, let's talk about the courtroom atmosphere. Imagine the tension in that Abuja courtroom that day. Every eye was on Kanu. The security presence was strong. Journalists were snapping photos, and social media was already lighting up with updates. This is not just a trial, it's a national event. People everywhere were following every word. Kanu's decision to waive his defense sent a clear message. He's not just fighting a legal battle, he's making a statement about his belief in justice, or rather what he believes is the lack of it. And this is something that gets people talking because it's unusual. In most trials, even when someone believes the charges are unfair, they usually put up a defense to protect themselves legally. Kanu chose a different path, and that choice has made headlines worldwide. Now, let's break down why this matters so much. Kanu has been at the center of Nigerian political discourse for years. IPOB, the group he leads, has always been controversial. Some see them as freedom fighters, advocating for the rights and autonomy of the Biafran people. Others view them as a security threat. His trials are not just about him. They're about the broader tension between state authority and separatist movements. That's why when he speaks in court, people don't just hear his words. They analyze every implication, every subtle hint, every reaction. At the same time, it's important to note the legal strategy here. By refusing to defend himself, Kanu forces the court and the prosecution to rely solely on their evidence. If the prosecution cannot prove the case on its own, that's significant. Experts have pointed out that this move puts the spotlight directly on the government's ability to substantiate its claims. In a way, it shifts the pressure entirely onto the other side. Meanwhile, the public reaction has been enormous. Across Nigeria, discussions are happening on every platform. People are debating, was Kanu right to do this? Is it courageous or reckless? How will this affect national security? How will it affect his supporters? And of course, protests are a natural result of such a high-profile case. Supporters are vocal, organizing peaceful demonstrations and using social media to spread awareness. The message is clear. They want justice for their leader. And here's something to think about. This isn't just a legal or political story. It's also deeply human. Imagine the tension, the emotions, the hope and fear in that courtroom. Not just for Kanu, but for the lawyers, the families, the judges, and the citizens following every moment. This is why people are glued to updates and why this story resonates with so many. It's history unfolding in real time. Before I go further into the reactions and wider implications, let me pause for a quick reminder. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are bringing you the full story in detail and you want to stay with us. Comment below if you're following the trial closely and tell us what you think of Kanu's approach. Your opinion matters and adds to the discussion.